Hello, if you're looking for a keyboard and mouse guide to Nightreign, I'm sorry to inform you, but this is actually a keyboard only guide. But if you're still interested, then feel free to watch the rest of this video. Now, going straight into the keybind menu, you see this? This right here that says movement control. That's a lie. It means walk. You press and hold this button to walk. That button is on N. Next, you have your standard WASD for movement, with space as your dodge, jump on your alt, and a new button, surge sprint, on control. This next part is where it gets interesting, as it replaces the mouse for camera movement. To simplify things, it is a mirrored copy of WASD before the camera. I use I, J, K, and L for the camera movement, and it allows for the rest of the keybinds to all come together. For the rest of this tab, O is for locking onto enemies, and using I, J, K, and L allows you to switch between targets. Oh, and if you haven't noticed yet, I color-coded red for your left hand and blue for your right hand. Next up is your weapons tab. In here, you'll see that switching consumables, is on 2. Toggling item order isn't really helpful, but that is on 3 if you need it. Switching right-hand weapons is on C, and switching left-hand weapons is on X. Two-handing right-hand weapon is on 8, and two-handing left-hand weapon is on 9. Scrolling down to the next tab is, oh, everyone's favorite, the attacking keybinds. So your bread and butter of R1 and R2 is on H and U. R1 or light attack is on H, and R2 or heavy attack is on U. Your L1/guard or power stance is on shift, so if you like spamming it, this is a reminder to turn off your sticky keys. And then your L2 or your weapon art is on tab. If you played any other hero shooter games, League of Legends, Apex, or games with character abilities, you're probably familiar with having the character skill on Q and the ultimate is on R. And then using your consumables is on 1, and using consumables on the ground is G. In every Souls games I've played, E is for Flask. Flask is on E. From Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Sekiro, and Elden Ring, if it's not on E, I will always change it to E. Next is the Interact, or I guess Event Action. It's on F. That's the button for talking to NPCs and opening up chests. For cycling through items, I've never used it, but if you ever need to cycle through multiple items on the ground, it's on T and Y. Moving on, the Maps button. So, remember when I said this was a keyboard only guide? Well, there's actually 2 instances where I will use the mouse. One of those instances is when interacting with the map. In this game, the mouse is very intuitive with the map, so dragging it around, zooming in and out with the scroll wheel is so simple that it just makes sense to use it. I noticed that while you have the map open, you can't move the camera with I, J, K, and L. But you can still move your character, sprint, guard if you have a shield, and jump around, so it really helps with multitasking. So while moving around, I can zoom with my mouse and then ping. The ping button is on Z. The other helpful button is V to show map details. But as you put more hours into this game, you'll probably stop using this button altogether. Now, this last button, it's very dangerous button. It's the button that the one random guy in your party loves to spam. It's this. Display location. It's on P. Please use it responsibly. Alright, that's it for the keybinds. The other instances where I use the mouse is in the equipment menu. I use it to rearrange your weapons or consumables. It's really simple, just left click and click again to swap. And to drop items, it's 2. Just hover over the item you want to drop and spam 2. If you've stayed this long into the video, this is showing you the proof of concept of how I play the game. As you can see, I filled my inventory with items to demonstrate with. I can easily switch them around if I need to. Just like this. I can also drop them if I don't need them. Pretty simple. Going through the items, using them, pressing 1, flipping through them. Manually throwing them. Pretty simple. So, here's the R1s, the R2s, charged heavies, your guarding, your parries, then your weapon arts, pretty self-explanatory. And then switching your weapon or power stancing. Did the full combo there. Jumping attacks. And then two-handing your other weapon. So the weapon art for the Moonlight Greatsword here. Just like that. And then for your bow and arrows, just doing that. See if I can manually shoot this first. Toggling on and then shooting them. And then you can do the two-handing the bow, holding shift to manually aim at things. It was a little bit harder to control it with I, J, K, and L, but if you haven't messed with any of your mouse settings, you can definitely just use your mouse with it. I haven't changed my mouse settings, so all I'm doing is just aiming and left clicking to shoot. And again, this is two-handing your bow and holding on to shift. And then for your spells. With your spells, I noticed that whichever spell is on the top, that is going to be on H or your light attack, and the spell that's on the bottom is going to be on U or your heavy attack, and that's for your right hand. If it comes to your left hand here, the concept's still the same. The top spell is going to be on shift or your L1, and then the spell to the bottom is going to be on tab. So, if I lock on here, using light attack, it's going to be the shattering crystals. And then for the heavy, it's going to be the wave. Same with the incantations. Black Flame is the top spell, so it's going to be on shift. And Catch Flame, going to be on tab. Another way to remember it is if you look in the bottom left, the spell icon that you see, that's going to be on heavy. That's always going to be U on your right hand and tab on your left hand. So that's another simple way to remember what spells are on which buttons. Everything else, yeah, it's pretty much just getting used to it. So turning this guy on, just doing a regular combat, dodging away, two-handing, using skills, switching weapons. Pretty straightforward. Of course, there's going to be some time to get used to, but time and practice, you should be able to use these keybinds as well. So hopefully this helps. Yeah, just like that. Well, I hope you found this guide very helpful, and thanks for watching. Bye.